Today we want to show you guys where we are heading with Scars of Honor, how we are changing the game design in several aspects, and in general what we find as the most important as it comes to philosophy of developing the game. So if we have to do something to understand how we can make the game better, that's definitely to interact more with the community. And in that sense, we have developed an initiative called
the Firstwatch. The Firstwatch is our new communication way, communication channel with you to allow you to join our team. It's obviously not like a paid job, but you to take part in our development cycles. Every time we have a prototype, to give you this prototype, to hear you out, to have a call, and basically this very dedicated, like a high council group, will help us steer the game into the right direction.
Yes, this is very valid. However, we get all the feedback, we process all the feedback, we hear you guys. But the decisions, I want to highlight it, strictly stays with Beastburst Entertainment. We are the final decider on what goes in, what goes out, and in what kind of form it will be in the game.
So the main thing with this is to understand the premise is a living world. That's what makes an MMORPG clicks.
Absolutely.
So the world, to explore, to conquer, and to celebrate. Those are kind of the key statement that leads to our 4 pillars. Our 4 pillars are, first of all, it's dynamic world map. So what does this mean? It means it's a core of a sandbox experience that every our multiplier is multiplied by events, by choices that player does. The world should never stay, though it should never stay static. We don't want you to play a game that you get a zone, you complete the main story, and it's over. You have this big world, it's constantly dynamical, things happen there. And by the way, we're going to kind of move away from queues. Absolutely. And we're going to really put the things into the land. So you're not going to queue for a dungeon, fly over a dungeon, just teleport. Everything will be physical. There will be moments that there will be waypoints, there are ways for you to travel a little bit faster, but the movement in the world, you need to engage with the movement. You need to, every time you go from A to B, you should not feel like I'm pressing a button to auto-run and just ignore the game for a few minutes. We want you to engage with the movement. We want the movement system to be almost as a set of minigames.
The movement is the important system which we need to have absolutely done right in order to go to the essential system, which is combat.
For you to be able to conquer the world.
Exactly.
Right? So we are really striking the current combat system and we're striking it out and we're getting to a more dynamic, more exciting place. And the last is obviously to celebrate what you do inside the game. So a co-op and PvP activities. It is an MMO, guys. We cannot play and expect everybody to play a single player sessions in an MMO game constantly. And this is your experience. It's not that game. They're AAA console games for people that want to play solo, but we are an MMO game. And we want everything you can do in the world to be so much better when you do it with other people or against other people. So everything is enriched by you.
Let's start with what we have changed with movement and then transition towards the dynamic map. I would play the first video that is showcasing the upgraded speed of traversal in the game. How do we feel with this change, and in general, what do you believe this more dynamic movement brings to the game?
we saw that there is a big discrepancy between melee and range characters. It felt a little bit clunky. It felt you need to go on top of this very high mountain. You're going to run for 5-10 minutes, and it will
You did
feel,
something there.
the typical melee warrior. But at the end of the day, it's really it felt so much more exciting when 2 years ago we had this very rough prototype of Morning Pass, our battleground, and it felt like Instagip, like you're playing a shooter from the early 2000s, and we made it much more modern, much more let's say properly consumed.
You said I will go on top of a mountain and then I need to go down and I need to do stuff. But we said from the beginning that we are not fans of flying mounts.
Yes.
So what was left for us to do? What do you think?
Maybe we can
show it, right?
Let's see.
Let's see. Gliding. How do you feel about this? You played it, we went over the prototype stage, we did a sense of a polish. How do you feel about gliding?
Guys, we can oversell what you're seeing on the screen, but one day when you have the ability to touch it, it's really like a mini game. And this is just our first glider. You can turn it off, turn it on, and it gives you so much verticality. And this also will help going back to the other 7 zones we're developing. Some of them are starting, some of them are capitals.
Okay.
But to develop them with the verticality in mind, so we're going to all of the rest of this continent called Iron Guard. You played only the one zone of everything we made. Now we're adding a lot of verticality into the whole world, and it feels so much better. Even jumping from a simple cliff, now with the gliding you can go to places and it feels...
Me personally, what I found out myself doing is I'm always going and trying to find a place where I can jump for a little bit just to glide, because it feels cool and it has a different not locomotion but different controller, which gives different weight to the action compared to when you're steering your character and when you're steering your gliding, right?
Almost like the movement have its own mini game.
It's quite a time to give a big shout out to our art team who made a complete remake of the skybox of Scars of Honor, brought more stylized look to the game, and in general, especially of course when we're speaking about art, it always can be subjective, but my point of view is this really brings a heart and style towards the game. What are your thoughts when you first saw the new skybox?
I can feel the wind and that nuisance, and especially with the first images, we have those goats, and some of them will sometimes watch over you from the skybox. At least this is the artistic take the guys took there. It felt so much like the whole world is now different.
Absolutely. I know that the game has a long road to go until it's finished, and I want to say that it is an official statement that Scars of Honor will not be released this year. Scars of Honor will be released when it's ready. This is how we want to approach this, and I want to have more engagement with the community. Beastbirds want to have more engagement with the community to find the best way going forward and to make the game that we all want to play. Thank you all for being part of today's stream.
Thank you, everyone.